We got you updated. This is Radio Imanzi News in English.
This is Radio Imanzi broadcasting from Kigali. Here is the news in English brought to you by Fiona Umuganwa. The headlines. President Paul Kagame has ordered that flags fly at half-mast following the passing of Queen Elizabeth II of Britain. The Rwanda National Police says they are stepping up their efforts to raise awareness about the dangers of using mobile phones while driving. The government of Tanzania has launched a special campaign for citizens in possession of illegal firearms to surrender them to relevant authorities in 2 months' time. Welcome back. News in detail. President Paul Kagame has ordered that flags fly at half-mast following the passing of Queen Elizabeth II of Britain. A statement issued by the Prime Minister, Dr. Edward Ngirente, on behalf of the head of state, said flags will start flying at half-mast this Friday. Following the passing of the Queen, President Paul Kagame joined global leaders to pay tribute to the monarch. At the closing of the African Green Revolution Summit 2022 today in Kigali, participants observed a moment of silence for the Queen. A state funeral for the Queen is expected in the next 2 weeks. The Minister of Foreign Affairs and Cooperation, Dr. Vincent Biruta, and the Minister in charge of Emergency, Marie-Solange Kaisire, met their Danish counterparts today to discuss ways of strengthening bilateral ties between both countries. Rwanda and Denmark committed to strengthening bilateral dialogue and partnership in multiple areas, including supporting Rwanda's economic and social development in areas such as climate and environment, good governance, to the implementation of Rwanda's progressive refugee policies. The Ministry of Health has been tasked to pay close attention to the Auditor General's recommendations, despite the fact that it got a qualified opinion on realizing value for money in the utilization of public funds for compliance audits in the financial year ended June 2021. At the Parliament Accounts Committee hearing, parliamentarians showed that the ministry has weakness in complying with some recommendations of the Auditor General, resulting in similar issues resurfacing through the audit reports. MPs were not impressed with these findings and tasked the ministry to sort out the issues which don't need rocket science to implement. Ministry of Health officials committed to resolve the concerns and especially follow up on the cases where funds need to be recovered and transferred on time. The Rwanda Investigations Bureau has advised people to use strong passwords on their social media accounts and to notify authorities as soon as possible so that their accounts are not used by criminals and they're not prosecuted. This comes after numerous complaints from people who claim their accounts have been hacked and that they are afraid they will be used for illegal activities or to steal their information and money. The ever-evolving digital age affects cybersecurity more than most people realize. The rate of cybercrimes has grown exponentially and is consistent with the growth of technology. As technology expands and develops, so do cybercrimes that are committed. The Rwanda Investigations Bureau says, fortunately, as technology has advanced, so has the ability to seek out cybercrimes before they happen and protect people when they occur. The Rwanda National Police says they are stepping up their efforts to raise awareness about the dangers of using mobile phones while driving. Using a mobile phone while driving is a violation of traffic rules and regulations and one of the major causes of road accidents and loss of lives. Over the years, Rwanda National Police has conducted road safety awareness campaigns to influence behavioral change and ensure road security. Preventing use of mobile phone while driving to save lives has been part of these campaigns. Statistics from the Department of Traffic and Road Safety indicates that out of 12 fatal accidents recorded since the beginning of this week, 6 of them were caused by drivers who are distracted by their handsets. This according to Senior Superintendent of Police René Idede, the spokesperson for the Department of Traffic and Road Safety, has prompted operations to fight this reckless and life-threatening behavior of some motorists. He said in operations conducted between Monday and Thursday alone across the country, 273 drivers were caught using a phone while driving. These operations are continuous. At least 246 drivers were caught in Kigali, 11 in Eastern Province, 7 in Southern, 6 in Western, and 3 in the Northern Province. He noted that the perception that using hands-free phone while driving is safe is misleading, prohibited, and equally a death trap. Farmers in Gatenye District, Mugunga sector, are going to collaborate with district authorities to plant the WH605 maize seeds on 36 hectares. They say they are willing to follow agriculture officials' advice and hope for a good harvest. The Gatenye district has begun to urge all farmers to begin cultivating as soon as possible and to use fertilizers as directed. With the 2022-2023 agriculture season A to begin, the Ministry of Agriculture and Animal Resources and its partners have said they will work quickly to provide farmers with all the information and supplies they require so that they are not late in planting the seeds and rain ruins them. We shall come back with economic items after the advertisement.
Urifuza kumenya ubuhinzi ndetse n'ubucuruzi bw'indabo bukorera mu Rwanda. Bella Flowers ni umushinga ugamije guteza imbere ubuhinzi bw'indabo ndetse no kuzamura ubucuruzi ku isoko mpuzamahanga. Nyarukira kuri YouTube channel ya Radio Imanzi wirebera ubuhinzi bw'indabo muri Bella Flowers. Witinda kora subscribe kugira ngo urusheho kujya usobanukirwa byimbitse ku buhinzi ndetse n'ubucuruzi bw'indabo binyuze muri Bella Flowers.
Economic news is a regular feature on Radio Imanzi.
The Rwanda Stock Exchange Market Report. The trading session recorded a total turnover of 79,581,050 Rwandan francs worth of bonds traded in 6 deals on the fixed income market, while the equities market remained quiet. The equities counters closed with Brergwa at 165 Rwandan francs, Bank of Kigali at 272, I&M Bank at 43, Simirgwa at 120, MTN Rwanda at 176, Equity Bank at 440, Kenya Commercial Bank at 370, National Media Group at 1,200, Uchumi Supermarket at 104, and RH Buffalo closed the counter at 526 Rwandan francs as the market closed. The currency market review of today. The Kenyan shilling buying price was 8.5 Rwandan francs and the selling price was 8.7 Rwandan francs. Tanzanian shilling buying price was 0.43 and the selling price was 0.44. Ugandan shilling buying price was 0.26 and the selling price was 0.27. Burundian franc buying price was 0.49 and the selling price was 0.5. The US dollar buying price was 1,026 and the selling price was 1,047. The British pound buying price was 1,189 and the selling price was 1,213. The euro buying price was 1,034 and the selling price was 1,054.
Some items of international news on Radio Imanzi.
The East African community has been given a green light for the deployment of a regional force into eastern DRC to fight the rebel forces. The DRC President Felix Tshisekedi, together with the East African Community Secretary General Peter Matuki, presided today in Kinshasa over the signing of an agreement to send the regional forces, which will be led by DRC's armed forces. The agreement is in support of the implementation of the decision of the 22nd Summit of the East African Community Heads of State to deploy a joint regional force to fight the rebel forces. The government of Tanzania has launched a special campaign for citizens in possession of illegal firearms to surrender them to relevant authorities in 2 months' time. The Deputy Minister for Home Affairs launched the campaign in Dodoma, the capital of Tanzania, urging citizens with unauthorized firearms to surrender them or face punitive measures. Juman Sagini said the illegal firearms should be surrendered at police stations, offices of local government authorities, and offices of village executive offices in September and October. He said people that will surrender firearms will not be prosecuted, but those who will be found with illegal firearms after the 2-month campaign will face the full force of the law. Burundi's president has reshuffled his cabinet, dismissing 5 ministers. In a decree, Evariste Ndayishimiye appointed new faces, including Odas Niyonzima as finance minister, Dieudonné Dukundane as public infrastructure minister, Deword Sengwa Mihigo as public service minister, Sanctus Niragira as agriculture minister, and Martin Niteretse as security minister. The changes in the 15-member cabinet came a day after Ndayishimiye appointed Security Minister Gervais Ndirakobucha as new Prime Minister, replacing Alain Guillaume Bunyoni. Britain's King Charles III returned to Buckingham Palace today, a day after the death of his mother Queen Elizabeth II and his accession to the throne. Charles greeted the crowd outside the palace ahead of his official proclamation as king on Saturday. With that, we come to the end of tonight's edition.